PWCC is a great way to sell your sports cards. If you're looking for a way to support the Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel, consider using the promo code Cajun, all caps, CAJUN, when you're selling your cards on the PWCC marketplace. Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana, and we are back on track with your Michael Jordan Hierarchy Project. This is the great Josh Dawson with me as usual every step of the way. Josh, we're just past the halfway point. Today we are discussing 27 cards, Tier 4, Part 2. Welcome to the show. As always, I feel like we just did this, probably because we did.
We did.
We did. First, before we start, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had warm pudding dripped on your body? That is what it feels like to wear one of these homage.com shirts. Our friend Mike from our Jordan group chat is a part owner of this company, and they are a partner. I am a partner affiliate with homage.com, and they sent me a bunch of these shirts, and I'm a freaking Bucks fan, but you know, Mike's got me wearing an NBA Jam with Jokic and Jamal Murray on here. So it feels like warm pudding being dripped on your body. These shirts are the types of shirts you put them on for the first time. It feels like you've had it for 20 years. The shirts, the Cajun Cardboard shirts that I ship to you for your wife, and your kids, those are homage.com. When you put them on, you're going to love it, man. It's going to feel great. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Yep. Can't wait. No, and that's an odd question, but I've never done that.
The question started out very inappropriate, and this has got to be kid friendly. Kids collect Jordans too, so let's stay on track here, man. Get your mind out of the gutter. But to get to my point, these homage.com shirts, if you go into my YouTube channel and click on the description, you can actually use my affiliate link to buy shirts like these NBA Jam shirts that you see, and a lot of these other shirts. I've got a whole stack of them over here. They just keep sending me these awesome shirts, and I'll try to wear a different one for each episode, and my kids keep stealing the shirts from me. So anyway, if you want to buy some cool T-shirts, go to homage.com, but go through the Cajun Cardboard affiliate link. All right, we've got a lot to talk about. We got 27 cards. These things have been running about an hour, maybe an hour and 15, hour and 20. I like the list of 27 cards that we've got today. I want to get you on screen share. Why are we not on screen share? Let's get down to business. I've got the pack odds here. I've got the cards that we're going to talk about today right here. It's colorful as hell. There's a lot of cards that fit into rules, some of the one-for-all rules, and then some of the cards that we decided not to apply the one-for-all rule to, and we'll kind of talk through that and how we had to make some really tough decisions. But you know, some cards might or might not even be an insert or parallel. I don't know. There's a lot of chaos going on in Tier 4, so people are just going to have to bear with us. It's an overwhelming task, and Tier 4 is a bitch, just to put it mildly. So much for staying kid-friendly. Tier 4 has been something, but it's fun to talk about, and these are the cards that people are liking to hear about because they can go pick them up on eBay while we're even talking about them. All right, let's just get cranking. The question that we always start with is, how many do you have? But I always go first because you always make me feel bad. So I will pull mine up. I think I'm at 22 out of 27 on this page, which was really surprising to me. You'll see a lot of white X's, which means I don't have the gem copy in BGS 9.5 or PSA 10, but I got a pretty big chunk of the cards that's on the screen. And honestly, I'm looking, you know, the ones that I don't have, I could probably pick them up for a few $100, to be honest with you, if I wanted to pick up some PSA 8s or some PSA 9s. So not talking about any egregiously expensive cards that we see on the screen. Some of them get a little pricey in PSA 10, but all of these cards are very, very attainable and within budget for PSA 8s and 9s and some BGS 8.5s and 9s. Don't you think, Josh?
I think so. Yeah, I think all of them are relatively affordable. Some of them are much harder to get in those 10 grades, only because of population report or price.
Yeah. So the question, how many do you have? How many do you own, Josh?
26.
And by the way, if y'all are just tuning in, first of all, if you're watching Tier 4 Part 2 and you didn't watch Tier 4 Part 1, then something's wrong with you. Like, I'm too OCD to even try that. But in Tier 4 Part 1, Josh was 27 for 27, for God's sakes. What are you on Tier 4 Part 2 today?
I am 26 of 27, and the only reason is because it's not expensive. I'm waiting for that gem copy.
Okay. So here's where I guess. This is where I'm good at this. I guess the card that Nat did not have on Tier 1. I've guessed the card that you didn't have on another episode that we did. I can't remember which card, but I guessed it. Okay, Josh, this is. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess the gold medallion that's right in the middle of the page.
No, I'm going to give you a clue though. You have it in a non-gem copy.
Oh, I have it. Well, that narrows it down to 15 cards. It's not the behind the glass because I know you're going to have that in the 10. I don't know.
Okay.
Tell me.
Apparitions at the bottom.
Apparitions. Okay. Apparitions.
Yeah.
Is it a low pop card or is it just crazy ass expensive in PSA 10?
No, I think it's low pop. I haven't found one in the 10 pop up. So okay. I think you can buy a 9 for $300 or less. Maybe
when we get there, remind me, and that's a card. We normally don't go through Card Ladder and look at all the prices because we want to say I do those solo videos later where people want to know pops and prices and crap. But while I've got you on the channel, remind me, and we'll go into Card Ladder and we'll check out Apparitions and see what it is when we get there. But let's get cranking in the top left. Let's start with the Jam City, man. I'll start with pack odds. It's Ultra Jam City. Like I said, a lot of these are not going to be insurmountable pack odds. These are cards you probably could pull if you bought a couple of boxes. The 95 Ultra Jam City is a 1 in 144 pack odds. It's this card up here in the top left, and this is where I get confused about which ones I even own. I don't own it, so you're going to have to help the viewers and share it if you've got it handy.
Sure. I have it here. Perfect. Nice and shiny, nice and clear, smooth all the way across, right? Jam City in gold. There is a different version of this that has, by his shorts down here in white, it has a red Hot Packs.
Oh, yes. Okay,
so
good.
There is a Hot Packs version of this, and the Hot Packs is more attainable because it came out of, when you get a Hot Pack full of inserts, that card would be in there. So it is a little bit easier. I'm sure there's much more of the Hot Pack. I haven't looked, but on the pop report, I'm sure more have been graded on the Hot Packs than the non-Hot Pack version. Same with the Scoring Kings, same with some of the other ones.
So that begs the question, and I meant to ask you this off camera, but let's get it out in the open because if I've got this question, a lot of people watching might have this question. So Hot Packs is a designation that's sort of exclusive to the product Ultra.
Right.
Scoring Kings, all the Scoring Kings are Ultra inserts.
Yes.
Why is that one Scoring Kings, and I can't remember if it's 95 or 96, why is one of them a Scoring Kings and then a Scoring Kings Plus?
Yeah, that one's a very different one.
Weird, right?
The blue one has the Hot Pack.
The blue one has the Hot Packs.
And the all red and gold one that has the Scoring Kings Plus.
Correct.
Don't know why that is.
Okay, so if you don't know and I don't know, maybe somebody watching knows, and that's where we get an education because I always wondered that because it was the only one, it just didn't fit. It was like Scoring Kings. The 93, of course, is just the 93. There's only one one type. And then I think 90 is 94 the next one? He didn't even play in 94. Is it 95 and 96? 96.
Yep.
Maybe it's 95 and then 96, but one of them has Hot Packs, the blue one, right? And then the next one, the red and gold one that you showed us that you had both cards, is a Scoring Kings Plus instead of being called the Hot Packs. I don't know. Right. Great question. Right. Maybe somebody watching can answer that question. Go ahead.
No, so Jam City does have the Hot Packs version, but I think the non-Hot Packs and all of those are the harder ones to obtain.
It is, but it seems like it would be the Hot Packs ones because it sounds so cool. It's like people are like, I'll get the Hot Packs variation. It's actually easier. I thought when I first got into Jordan cards, I was like, ooh, this Hot Packs one's got a special seal. It's going to be worth more. Like the big men on court and the big men on court Z-Pete. Like I just thought it would be worth more, but no, it was the opposite. And I was really kind of surprised. The next card, Josh, that we're going to talk about, this Emotion Intense, you would be surprised at how many people have commented with great vitriol that we did not include this higher up in the hierarchy. And I know that may shock you because honestly, the card's just not that rare, man. Let me screen share. Talk to me about this card. You can show it off while I want to pull it up and kind of explain to people why we didn't include it. It's just not that hard of a card.
It's not that hard of a card at all. It's
1 in 180. Look at that.
I love this card. It's beautiful, right?
It's gorgeous.
This card is, really nice. I would like to even stack these because they're really affordable. Even in 10s, I think they're not crazy. And the black back, again, we talked about this in the last episode, but the black borders make it really prone to chipping, so it is a little bit harder to grade in a 10. But this card is beautiful for the cost. This is, if I was starting over, this would be one of the first ones I'd go get.
Agreed. It's one of those foundationals, the warp speeds, the anticipations, the new heights, the scoring kings, the beam team, the intense. I mean, these are cards in this one in a PSA 10 is $700, man. Scoring kings in a PSA 10 is like, 5 figures. Beam team in a PSA 10 is certainly 4 figures and then some. This one, it's a pop 465. Like, I just don't think people realize it's just not that rare. It's 1 in 180 pack odds. That's super achievable and super attainable. It's got a crazy high gem rate with Beckett. It's got a pretty damn high gem rate for a Jordan 90s insert with PSA. The card's just durable and grades well. And there's been over 2,400 graded in by Jordan standards. That means it is a commodity insert. I don't know how else to put it.
Right.
I agree with all the people that are clamoring for some attention for this card because it is drop dead badass from an aesthetic standpoint, and it's got the demand as well. But from a scarcity and a value standpoint, it's just not there. And so 2 out of the 4 criteria is what puts it in tier 4.
For me, this falls into the power and the key realm. It's not too expensive. It is one of my favorite early inserts.
Better looking than I think it's better looking than Power of the Key.
Yeah, but it has that foil. When the foil came out, and I think it's just a beautiful card. And it's a good picture of Jordan too.
And look, hold yours up again. Isn't it funny how when you show yours in hand, it's the whole thing's gold, right? You can see, look, the whole thing around Jordan's body is gold. But look at the picture that I have on my screen, Josh. It almost looks like it's black. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and that's the difference between vaulting and not vaulting. And there's pros and cons, and we talk about it all the time. But the things you can see in 3D are drastically different than the things you can see, in 2D. So
Andy's wearing his 45.
And he's wearing his 45. And the back's very, very bland, believe it or not. As flashy and badass and gold as the front is. Look at the back. It's just 2 pictures of Jordan and his name. That's it. You get nothing else. You don't get any stats. You're going to have to guess at the stats. The next one is another easy-to-find card. Not a rare card, but pretty pricey in a PSA 10 as well. It's the Rain Men insert from 1995 Stadium Club. I'm assuming there's also a members only parallel of this.
There is, yes.
Okay, cool.
I'll say that one. This one is a lot nicer in person than in maybe in the pictures. It has that almost like it looks textured all the way through it, almost like a metal imprinting. So it's really, really nice card looking. And then the members only version, same thing. It just has this members only stamp right here.
There it is. Okay,
stamp.
cool. Yeah,
it says members only. That's the
it's
only
cool
thing.
How Stadium Club kind of flip flops back and forth. Sometimes members only appears on the back, and it's like words running diagonally. Sometimes it's got that cool
stamp. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's got that cool stamp. Sometimes, like we saw on the Beam team, you need a freaking magnifying glass, and you still can't see it, and you got to tilt it 100 perfect ways, and so it's just no rhyme or reason.
I just like even in the words Rain Man. You see, it has a texture.
Oh, I see it in the words. Yeah.
Yeah. So even in the words Rain Man, it has like this pattern to it. It's really nice. It's really well done.
Yeah.
And
I don't think you can see really that nice on the 2D, man. That's something you're going to miss on a 2D. I've just got a baby win. I'm still waiting to pick up the PSA 10, but I know I picked up the PSA 8 somewhere along the way just to say I had it. There it is.
Screen share.
Yeah. So it's not going to look nearly as good. You can see it. I mean,
screen share, Brian.
Oh, shit.
Screen.
I'm sorry. Here we go. It's a pretty good image, but you're right. You're not going to see what you see in the intricacies, and it's almost like that beaten in metal in the background.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Easy card. Pack odds 1 in 480. A little bit. Actually, that's a little tougher than I thought. That's a lot tougher than I thought. So that's much harder than the Jam City or the Emotion Intense. So maybe that's why the PSA 10 was so steep. The PSA 10, if I recall, I was looking at one. It was a pretty expensive card. Next, let's move on to our first refractor of the day, the Topps 40. So I want to make sure I get this right because I think I am right. This is going to be one of those where we call into play the rules. Is there a Topps 40? There's a base and a refractor, and then there's a Topps Chrome base and a refractor. Is that right? Yes. Okay, that's what I thought. Yep. And I think I've got all of those boxes checked, and I know you got all those boxes checked. Share yours. Share what you have on your screen, and I'll share. There's my Topps Chrome refractor Topps 40.
Yep. That's the
Let's see
same
what
one I
you
have
got.
here. Yep. It's same thing, just a refractor. Really hard to check, get the colors in this one because of the how dark it is. Reminds me of that 97 rubies, that you barely get the colors in there unless you can get the light right. But yeah, it is a refractor. This one's actually harder to find than not only than the regular, but I think this particular one, this chrome refractor, is the hardest of those four.
It's harder to
It was
find than
hard for me to find in a 10, actually. It took me quite a while to add that one. That was the last one I added by far.
I can't remember, but I thought I had the tops as well. Maybe I lied to you, or maybe I only pulled one of the images. Yeah, that must be what I did. Great card. I mean, in the 2D image, you can really see these little, these kind of like flower leaflet plant looking things that come out the back. Sorry. Yeah, you can see it real easy on the 2D image. Nice. When you were sharing it, it kind of fades into the background.
Yeah,
but
this one's better in a 2D image, actually. So.
Better in a 2D image. That's right. It's very rare, but there's there's the leaf looking patterns on the back. Those are obvious, everywhere on there. So, including him among top 40 players. So I guess is it a 40 card insert set, and he just happens to be one of the 40. It looks like it is. Yeah. Yep. T40-5. Amazing. So they put MJ in the top 40 players in 1997. Imagine that. Pack odds are a little bit tougher on that one, but refractors, you start to get into some trouble, right? So 1 in 702 pack odds. I like that card. And so getting back to our rules, and the criteria and how the project was put together, if there's a Topps Chrome and a Topps, we're not going to show you an image of the Topps Chrome refractor and the Topps refractor. You will see the refractor, and then later on, you might see the Topps 40 base. Okay, so same thing with Generations, same things with Rock Stars and some other cards like that, where there's a refractor and a base. You'll see that, but you won't see Topps Chrome and Topps base. And that's going to apply to these two cards that you're going to look at right below here. We're about to get to those cards too. The same rule is going to apply to that because there's a Topps and a Topps Chrome variation of one of those. Next, we've got the Fleer All-Star sticker. It is from 1988. So there's the 86 Fleer sticker from Jordan's rookie season, which everybody knows about. Then there's the 87 sticker, which is tough and really valuable in a PSA 10. And there's the 88 sticker. All the stickers, most people probably know this by now, are 1 in 11 pack odds for those first 3 years because there was an 11-card sticker set all 3 of those years, 1986, 1987, 1988. So you're talking about the weakest pack odds for sure, and that's where grading steps in to determine whether it's a super, super valuable card or a very, very, very cheap and affordable card that's been graded like 80 billion times.
Right.
Talk about this one. Do you have this one in hand?
I do. Yeah.
I'm going to let you talk about this. I'm going to go find it on Card Ladder because I want to show people just how common this is.
Yeah. The centering is a big issue with this. Top and bottom, you can see right away those blue borders make it very easy to tell if it's off center. Also left and right. Love the image. I love the Jordan with the tongue out. The blue is on the back too with the stars. That's what makes it a little bit more condition sensitive and a little bit harder to find in high grade. That's why in higher grades they do demand a little bit more money here. So
the centering, Josh, on these, I can vouch. The centering is very, very difficult. Not just left, right, but also top, bottom.
Yep.
The stickers were also always on the back, if I'm not mistaken. The stickers always had gum on them. There are ways to remove gum stains. Yes, pantyhose work for those of you out there who wear pantyhose on a daily basis. Okay, that's another topic. But if you've got some pantyhose or access to pantyhose at your local pharmacy or drugstore, if you grab them, some people will say you need to kind of heat the card before you try to remove the gum stains. It's not really gum stains. It's wax stains. I keep saying gum stains. It's wax stains that leave residue on the backs of the stickers because that was the bottom card on the pack. Just take the pantyhose and just gently in a circular motion. You don't necessarily need to heat it up with a hairdryer. I know some people have said. I had great success taking it off just with a real gentle circular motion with just one layer of pantyhose like that. It came right off on mine. And of course, I got terrible grades, but it wasn't because of the wax stains. It was because the centering was terrible for the box that I opened. But I'm going to give you a quiz. I'm not screen sharing yet, but I'm about to. I want you to guess. There are, let's see, PSA and BGS combined have graded 12,550, 500 and a little over 12,500 of these 1988 Fleer stickers. What do you think the gem rate is for PSA?
Total pop PSA 300.
You think there's 300 PSA 10s?
Yeah.
You have one, right? You just showed it.
Not even close, right?
Not even close. Like really not close. When you talk about low gem rates for Jordan cards or stickers, check this out. Bam. 0.11, Josh, out of 12,500 graded between Beckett and PSA. PSA is graded 10.
There's 16 total gems.
Wow. 16 total gems. PSA has 12 PSA 10s. And therefore, what do you think the price of that PSA 10 you were holding is? Look at this. Last sold was 20,400 early this year. This is a card that you're just not going to see very often. If we look and see how many have sold in the last year, there's your answer. It's 3 of them, and all of them were over 20 grand. So, again, not rare.
70 to 80 grand. Jeez.
Yeah, not rare, but very rare and high grade. And, yes, it has hit a much higher number of 58,800 at one point, and even 75,000 for this sticker. Third-year Michael Jordan sticker. So, crazy stuff happened in the hobby.
See, this is why, I'm a collector. I never look at the values. I don't look at the pop reports. Once I have it, it's kind of I put it away. And
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it? You're not gonna sell it. Yeah. What are you gonna do? I mean, you can't sell it. If you sell it, you can't get it back, right? So if you can go cash in, get your 20 grand, but you're not gonna get the card back. It's gonna be a while.
Yep.
All right. The next card, for some reason, is all over the place in my Cajun cardboard world lately. I bought the Class Axe Atomic Refractor PSA 7 recently in a weekly, just a little cheap Atomic Refractor in a low grade. I bought a raw copy of the exact same Atomic Refractor at the National for like $200, and I'm going to run it up the flagpole with PSA and send it off as soon as I get to it. And then I also picked up, Josh, the PSA 10 regular refractor Class Axe, which I was really excited about. My good friend in New Orleans picked it up for me at the Dallas show, and I PayPal'd the dealer, and he brought it to me and gave it to me at the airport on our way to the National. Tell me about the Class Axe. Obviously, centering is a huge issue, and greening is the other. Fair?
Yeah. Jerry Stackhouse on the back.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite Atomic Refractors. And I know I say that about a lot of Atomic Refractors, but I think it's the pattern along the side. It is an Atomic Refractor on both sides because of Jerry Stackhouse. So it has the Atomic look on both sides. It is put in the holder correctly. Jordan belongs on the front, Jerry Stackhouse on the back, because it does have the numbering on the back. It actually has wording. So, this is the number right there. So it does belong, in the holder this way, and it's a great looking card. It is tougher to find in the Atomic version, obviously. I didn't pick this up until probably just before COVID.
Okay.
I had the refractor. I never had the Atomic in a 10, and I had it in a 9, but I wanted to upgrade to a 10 and found it at the National just before COVID, before they
both pretty low pop. I think I paid $1,500 for the regular refractor PSA 10. So I know the refractor is going to be significantly steeper than that. It's a big card. The thing about these borders, they're supposed to be the same width and same depth and thickness and whatever, and it's just glaring. And I think the fact that it's blue and white alternating makes it even more noticeable if it's not right. And let me show you. This is what a PSA 8 looks like. We've seen your gems, right? This is what a PSA 8 looks like. His shoulder's a little green. His hand's a little green. It's not centered on the front. And look at how bad the centering is on the back.
Oh, my God.
I'm shocked that's not a PSA 8. Are you?
Yeah, mine it's really nice on the front, but the back does have a little bit left to right off. So just a little bit
not
left
like
to
this. Right. Not like this, Josh. This is
bad.
Not like that. This is bad. So I keep that in my baby collection, my little PSA 8 Jordan collection. That's an easy one to keep. All right, the hot list. There's 2 hot list cards. This is one of them. Going back to that Class Axe, the Atomic Refractor is 1 in 1,920. So that's going to be maybe the most difficult pack odds I think that's going to be the most difficult pack odds of any of these tier 4 cards that we're going to talk about tonight. It is, yeah, 1 in
No,
1,920.
you got 960 on the other atomic in row 3. Got a couple of them. The finest arena stars and the best shots.
Yeah, but this is 1 in 1,920.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah. So this one's tougher. This class act is tougher.
Much tougher.
We'll get to those other atomics. Those are also pushing 1,000. So those are going to be tough as hell as well.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize.
Actually,
I thought it was 920.
Finest bronze refractor, Josh. We're going to talk about it. The finest bronze refractor number 271 is actually 1 in 2,616. I missed that. We'll get to that though. Okay. So hoops hot list. Here we go. Talk to me about it.
Clear card. You can see through it.
Mm-hmm.
So acetate, not terribly difficult to grade. I think it grades very well because it's plastic. It doesn't have the tendency to chip or peel or have any of those issues. Nice looking card, has the fire in it. I think it's a really nice insert. It's not probably my favorite one, but I do like the fact that it's kind of see-through and they separated even his legs and stuff from the border there.
Josh, a lot of those acetate cards, like that one and the titanium and the Dunkin' Go Nuts, and yep. I can go down the list, have greening issues. I don't remember hearing any greening issues with this one. Is it the texture or the quality or the makeup of the card, like the composite? I don't remember having this card ever seeing any green versions of that card.
And not even greening, more like
yellowing.
Right? Yeah, yellow and browning. Yeah, so the acetate kind of browns, and I don't know why that happens, especially on the Dunkin' Go Nuts is the worst. Right?
Yeah, for sure. But I haven't seen it that much on that hot list. I don't think.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a relatively affordable card and nice looking insert.
Okay, so I brought this card in my collection not too long ago, this next one, and we're talking about the 1996 Topps Mystery Finest Bordered Refractor number 14. 1 in 1452 pack odds. This is the card we're talking about right here, and I'm not screen sharing. Now I am. This is the card we're talking about right here next to the hot list. There's hot list. There's the card. You're going to have to take this one as usual. Let me show you what I have, and I got so confused because I think there's like 3 different versions of this card. Am I getting somewhere with that? Is that close?
Yeah, I have to remember all of them, but I brought one.
Because there's a super team thing and there's all kinds of chaos going on, and I don't really totally understand it. But this is what my little baby PSA 8 copy looks like, and I think it's a really good looking PSA 8. It's newly graded, which is part of the reason their standards have kind of tightened up. Even the back looks absolutely exquisite. But that's what the card looks like. It's just a nice looking, simple refractor. So this one right here, Josh, says Super Team Champion.
Yep.
Okay. It's got the little logo, right? Not all of them have that, correct?
Correct. Yeah, here's one without it.
But look at the label, Josh. Look at my label.
Border refractor. So mine does differ. This says border refractor, matches yours. Does not have the label down here, or the one that I have with the NBA Finals does say in the title NBA Finals.
Yeah, and see, that's what I think. I think mine's mislabeled.
And see, mine, it does have that little right above the Bulls right there. It has the NBA Finals logo there. So, yeah, there are multiple versions. So this card comes in a borderless version. This is the bordered version.
Correct.
And then, of course, within the bordered version, we just talked about, it has the with and without the
super team.
The super teams. So,
okay. And I don't know if I put another copy in here of the super team, but I think mine's just mislabeled. I think here it is. Okay. So this one says super team and it's the exact same card. And that's why I posted it in the Jordan group. And I was like, guys, what am I missing here? These cards look the exact same, but one label says this, the other label doesn't say it. And I think we concluded PSA just got the label wrong. Somebody missed the little super team stamp and they just labeled it wrong. So I've got 2 of them in here, same card, but one label says one thing. One label says quite the other thing. So that's all that was. And I don't think there's another. I don't have another variation in there, no. But that's it. Okay, cool. Super team in the books, or mystery finest bordered refractor in the books. It's a mouthful. Next is the Never Compromise. The Never Compromise. Let me get you on screen share. The Never Compromise is 1 in 720 pack odds. It's from 1997 Stadium Club. And it looks like this card in the top right. Josh, I don't think I have this card at all. I do not have this card, just like I did not have the hot list. So you're going to have to take this one. I'm going to put it on here for you to share this one. You alerted me to this. I had never even seen this insert, man. But it's from Stadium Club and it's 720 pack odds. I feel like I should have seen this before because it's a damn good looking card too with Jordan.
Yeah.
I think he's finishing over. It looks like maybe Brian Russell and Jeff Hornacek, the great Jeff Hornacek.
Yep. And there's a time in the background. The score's tied. There's less than a second left. The name's in blue, which is kind of cool. It's kind of hard to see there, but the name's all in blue at the bottom.
I see it.
There you can see Never Compromise. I like the background of this card a lot. So it's all kind of shadowed away, the backside. And I just noticed that mine is actually mislabeled. This one does have the markings going across saying members only, so I pulled out the wrong one. And this one does not say members only on the label, so I need to get this fixed.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. You just send that in. You won't pay for that, right? You'll just say, "Hey, you messed up my label. Fix this," and you'll get a new label in the process.
Yep, correct. You'll get the Lighthouse label. You get an all-new label. They'll redo it. I just probably had 15 or 20 cards that were mislabeled.
Yeah.
Weird McDonald's ones and other things with variations. But, this is a great card. Great looking picture, action shot. So I really like
the words in the background, like behind Hornacek and those guys, those words, that's Never Compromise running kind of left to right, bottom to top, and diagonal as well. It just says Never Compromise.
Right, correct.
Yep. It's a cool card, man. It's a really cool card.
Yeah, I like that one.
All right, on to row 2. We're talking about we're going to hit a couple gold medallions tonight. I think 2 or 3, maybe 3 or 4. Yeah, 2 or 3 gold medallions tonight. So the first gold medallion is going to be that base gold medallion that you can see over here. Sorry, let me get you on this one. Over here on the left, as far as you can get to the left, this is the 1996 Ultra gold medallion number G16. 1 in 1. Damn, here's another one with tougher pack odds than the Atomic Class X Atomic Refractor. 1 in 1,776. Do I have that right?
Yeah.
That sounds too hard. I feel like that might be a mistake. Will you make a note that I need to check on that?
We will check on that, but
nobody take that with. Like I said, we're still working through the pack odds, and every once in a while, I'll
changed some pack odds today. So
we worked our ass off through some pack odds today. Those stupid triumvirate cards reared their ugly heads again. But this gold medallion number G16, I've got on here 1 in 1,776. I am almost certain that is not correct, but it is one of those deals, Josh, where remember the gold medallions came in one in every so many number of packs, and it's the whole set now. And it's a big ass set, man. So what I might have done is actually multiplied it by the whole set when maybe I only should have done it times series 1. So I need to go back and double check that one. So make an asterisk to make sure I go back and check that. What I don't want to do is I don't want to get all these glossy posters sent out there with anything being wrong. I'm trying to get this thing absolutely perfect, and we're working through a lot of that. And we've got a couple of people fact checking us and double checking some of our numbers. But big dog Glenn Robinson in the background of that one too. Of course, we talked about the platinum medallion. The platinum medallion is freaking amazing, right? It's an incredible, huge card. Gold medallions are just. I like the gold medallions as an intermediate step between, you don't want to necessarily collect the base card because they printed billions of those. And the gold medallions are special, and they do have a special feel to them, especially in high grade. And it's just that mezzanine level or that mid level between jumping to the, outrageous, platinum medallion, which is a whole nother level. So the gold medallion just gives you that good vibe. It's not your base and it's not your platinum. It's somewhere nice and in between. It's almost like picking up a nice members only copy of something in Stadium Club. Is kind of the feeling that I get from collecting the gold medallion.
Yeah, you get the same image, the same picture. It's just, the only difference really is the top where it says Fleer Ultra and the bottom under the name is a different kind of font. Not font, a different texture,
texture, color. Yeah, for sure.
That's it.
All right. And then next to it, one of your specials, right? SPX is where you come in. You love the SPX stuff. I've got the SPX gold. This is 1 in 350 pack odds. There's a lot of SPX golds out there. This is the 1996 SPX gold number 8. I actually think I have this card in a pretty high grade. Let me see if I can share mine for once. There's a PSA 8. Maybe I don't. I thought I did. I thought I had a 9.5. Am I crazy? Yeah, I only have the 8. Okay, so we can share my 8, though. We'll share my chintzy little 8 with the people. That's what mine looks like. Pretty cool card.
Yeah, it's all die cut. Even the sides are on the red oval. This card, they make the regular version. They have a lot of different SPX versions. I like the fact that he's in his white jersey, also in the black jersey.
Yeah.
And on the back, he's in his black jersey as well. So
really good picture taken here about PWCC. Like the image on this one is really crisp and really clean. You know, I mean, that's a good looking image right there. You know, it is die cut pretty much damn near everywhere, including the oval stuff. But, you know, the good news is there's no pointy stuff. Like with SPX, oftentimes their die cuts are like precise and sharp and frightening and dangerous and easily, you know, bent or rounded. But this one's kind of already pre-rounded for you. So you're not going to have too much trouble keeping the corners intact, maybe some edge issues, but maybe the bottom edge, you know, because if you put this in a penny sleeve, how would you protect this card, Josh, if you pulled it out of a pack? We've asked this question before. I know what I would do. Like if I pulled this exact card out of a pack fresh and I was like, you know what, I'm going to send this to PSA, I'd go straight to a penny sleeve. And then I would not mess with a top loader because that's got a hard, rigid bottom. I'd go straight to a semi-rigid Card Saver 1, wouldn't you?
Yes, of course.
Yep. That way, that bottom rounded red portion never touches anything flat. You don't want it touching anything flat until it gets in a PSA slab, and they'll use the inner sleeve to keep it stuck in the middle.
This is obviously a hologram, and the reason I'm going to show it real quick is because if I can get it in the light the right way, and maybe I can't here. If you can see the light, he winks at you. His right eye opens and closes, and he actually turns. The body turns, so he's kind of facing different directions too.
Yeah, he's following me. I see it.
So, but when you do that, he'll kind of wink. So his right eye opens and closes and winks at you, which I think is really kind of really kind of fun. That's an extra little thing they didn't have to do, which I think is
cool. That is cool. There's a lot of SPX out there. If you guys are going to tackle this SPX stuff, I highly suggest you spend some serious hours kind of prioritizing those and ranking them and kind of getting an idea of how you want to attack that, because we're just going to show you the golds, but there's a lot of SPX base out there that are not going to make this project. But then within the inserts and parallels within SPX, there's still a lot of options out there, and so I think we've gotten most of the inserts and parallels included, but I'm not sure we got all of them, but we did our best. The next, let's talk about them together. It's the Enfuego and the Sticky Fingers. I've got the exact same pack odds. I've got the tops shown on your screen. 1 in 200 packs for the Enfuego, 1 in 200 packs for the Sticky Fingers. Technically, these are from the same set. There's also a Topps Chrome, but these are from the same insert set. It's called Season's Best. The cards are not actually called Enfuego and Sticky Fingers. It's just easier for us to say that because when you look at the card, it's Enfuego and Sticky Fingers is printed on there. That's just what we call it. But it's actually from the same insert set, but Series 1 and Series 2. So same exact pack odds in Series 1 and then Series 2 respectively. I think, in fact, I know I've got the Topps version of each of them shown on your screen, and there are some subtle differences between the Topps and the Topps Chrome for sure, which I think I'm going to be able to help the people with, because a 2D image is going to be a great way to show it. Perfect. They're right next to each other. So that is the Topps version right there, as you can see. Okay. And so I want to pay particular attention to the fact that these wavy lines, especially just look over here, just to the right of Jordan's hip. You can see how there's like wavy lines going through it. And you can even see it all the way through the white border. And then if you look at the Topps Chrome Enfuego, just a chrome card, right? Totally different. Fires the background.
Usually the chrome cards are the nicer ones, in my opinion. They have the better image, the better Almost always. This is exactly the opposite.
I agree.
Enfuego, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It shines. It's got the refractor type finish. It's beautiful in person. Same with the Sticky Fingers. It's just got this great shine to it.
And I agree with you, man. It's one of the very, very rare cases where I actually think that the Topps outshines the Topps Chrome. I almost never ever have that opinion, but this is the one rare occasion where I think it does.
Yeah. Yep. And they're both SB1 and SB18. They're both Seasons Best 1 and 18. So you got to just be careful. Make sure you know which one you're looking for. Again, these have kind of a silver border also, but they have the refraction and they have the kind of cool image in the middle of the Chrome. Have a very silver border without that.
Yeah, undeniably can't confuse those. Which one do you like more, the Enfuego or the Sticky Fingers?
Tough call. I actually like the Enfuego, I think, only
I like
because
the
of the
Sticky
color.
Fingers. I like the Sticky Fingers. I also like it because on the picture, and I didn't notice this, but like those are honeycomb. It's a honeycomb kind of pattern in the background, like sticky, like honey, and it's honey, kind of digital honey dripping from the words "Sticky Fingers" in the background as well. I don't know if y'all can tell that, but like, can you see? It's kind of like digital honey dripping Sticky Fingers, and in the background you can kind of see those hexagons make up the back basketball.
And it's funny because that's only in the chrome. In this one, there's not.
Let's see yours. Let's see your tops. Yeah, yours is wavy. So the tops has got the wavy background. The chrome's got the. I'll be honest with you. I like the chrome.
See that honeycomb look.
Yeah,
in this one,
it's totally different. I like the tops chrome Sticky Fingers better, but I like the tops Enfuego better.
There you go.
Cool. Interesting comparison right there. Another gold medallion, the OG gold medallion, if I'm not mistaken. This is the 1995 Ultra Gold Medallion, number 25, and it is a 1 in 200 pack odds according to our calculations. That I think, am I correct? That is the first Jordan Gold Medallion.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, 95 is first, and it's a super embossed.
Super embossed. Also super susceptible to surface defects. In my experience.
Yeah, scratches in particular, not chipping or miscentering or those issues, but more scratches and keeping the surface clean, because it is almost like a gold bar. Because of that.
If you zoom in, Josh, you can see some of the surface flex. I mean, usually it's just PWCC's images are good and it's on the slab. No, I think some of these little white specks that you're seeing on this image that I'm showing you right here, I think part of that is surface damage on mine. That's why mine's a PSA 8. PSA 10 is just tough to come by. There's just not that many of them out there.
They're really nice looking cards. I mean, I'm only going to show the back because you can see the embossing, how crazy the embossing is on this card.
Oh, it's coming through. Yeah, it's coming through all over the place.
Yeah, so you can kind of see it in his face there, like how it comes through the card all the way through the back. And on the
we need to calculate how many total gold medallions there are, because there's a lot. For all the years, you know what I'm saying, including the inserts. I mean, there's a lot of gold medallions out there. We're going to go through most of them. In fact, don't quote me on this and don't hold me to it, but I'm pretty sure I captured every single Jordan gold medallion in this hierarchy project. So before the end of this project, you should put eyes on and hear us talk about every single Jordan Ultra Gold Medallion card in existence. I'm almost positive. Yes. Again, 1999 and prior, all that stuff. But I'm pretty sure we're going to check every single one. The next card, Josh, falls under that one for all rule. We didn't do the one for all on the gold medallion because the gold medallion applies to so many different cards, and they're all different. I mean, so I felt it was more important to do that with the power boosters. I didn't put all the power boosters in here. I thought this was the power booster that was most it most well reflected all of the other power boosters. I feel like this is probably the most highly sought after because it's it's kind of the power booster of the base card from the set. It's card number 277. Power boosters are not easy to pull, man. Those are 1 in 540 pack odds. This one in particular, card number 277. Here's the card we're talking about right in the middle of your screen right there. I think I've got one of these. It might be a low grade, but I'm not sure. Let's see. There it is. No, I got a high grade. Okay. I got the 9.5 right there. The 2D just doesn't do it, right?
I was going to say, have you seen this in person, I hope?
I have, and this is not it. I know. This is it. This is an in-person card.
This card is crazy different in person, right?
Oh, yeah.
You can see the wavy, those little lines almost like circles moving around. So this card is great in person. It reminds me a lot of the PMG Champ.
Yes.
So yeah, this card is great for what it is. For a tops basic insert. This is really a nice copy. I mean, really a nice looking insert for. This is again one I if I was starting over, I'd probably target one of these.
But look, do you realize in my 2D image, there's people in the background. Do you see people in the background of yours?
I do. It's hard to see though.
Okay, look on the 2D image, Josh. How you can, like no one would ever see that on the 3D. But watch this. We're about to share the 2D. Look in the background. There's Horace Grant, I think, with goggles up here.
Goggles, yeah.
And then over here, it looks like maybe Luke Longley. over here on the side, and you can see his shorts. That's really interesting that you can see some stuff on the 2D that you can't see on the 3D, and you definitely can see stuff on the 3D that you can't see on the 2D. But
yeah, that's fun.
Interesting.
That's what makes this fun, because they're, that picture doesn't look anything like what I just showed. It looks yellow and blue.
It doesn't even look like the same card. And this card doesn't look like either one of our cards.
Right.
View to a Thrill is the next one. Let's pull up the View to a Thrill. Of course, that is a play on words from View to a Kill, which is a great John Grisham book, right? Tremendous John Grisham book. View to a Thrill is 1 in 270 pack odds, and here it is right here, smack dab in front of you. I don't know if I've got a 2D version to show you in my vault. I think I do have this card somewhere. I've got the little baby PSA 8. Sad story. There it is. That's the PSA 8. That's what it looks like. I really think this is a good-looking card, man. He's sort of in the target. He's kind of in the scope of like a sniper rifle almost. There's a couple of Jordan cards with that sniper rifle scope type pattern, whether it's the name of the card or something like that. But pretty cool looking card here. Let's see what the back. It's a lot of black everywhere, man. Black front, black back, which obviously, as you know, always means grading difficulty. And that's why I've got the PSA 8, because the PSA 10 is probably expensive, and I'll probably put it off.
Yeah, it's not my favorite card as far as shiny and everything, embossed, all that good stuff, but it is a tough grade because of all the black all the way around front and back. It's really a condition sensitive card. So I love the 8 and above. I'm when I collect vintage stuff, I'm always going for that 8. I think I like the 8 because it has the word mint in it still.
Yeah.
Once you get to 7, it loses the near mint. It doesn't have the word mint. So that's kind of why I really like the 8s.
Well, it's interesting. I was just now thinking, like, View to a Thrill, Thrill Seekers, Natural Born Thrillers. There's a lot of Jordan Thrill cards, right? There's probably more than that but I just named those 3 off the top of my head. This one would probably be the furthest down on the list of all the cards that I just named with the word
They're
thrill.
All movies, right?
What's that?
They're all kind of movie titles, right?
They're all kind of movie titles.
Well, play on movies, yeah.
Play on movies, right. All right, let's go with the Ultrabilities All-Star. There's the Ultrabilities Superstar, which I'm pretty sure we already covered, and that was the crazy die cut, probably the highest end of the Ultrabilities insert cards. And then there's the Ultrabilities Starter, which we're going to get to a little bit later in Tier 4. And this is the middle. So we saw the Star Power Plus, and Star Power Supreme. This is Ultrabilities Starter, Ultrabilities All-Star, and then Ultrabilities Superstar, I think is what it's called, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So this is the middling. This is the middle of the Ultrabilities inserts. And this one is a 1 in 720 pack odds. So for a middle card, that's pretty serious pack odds. Pretty cool card. I like this card. It's just it's not die cut. It's not anything crazy. It's got the nice Ultrabilities stamp right there in gold right there with a little lightning bolt in the middle. Cool looking card.
It reminds me of 4th of July. That's why I like it. It's just red, white, and blue, and it's the stars actually have a raise to them, so it's a little bit embossed, and I just think this is a cool card.
Yep. Next card, Behind the Glass, innovative for its time, in my opinion, because you're looking at Jordan from a completely different view. This is one of those early Jordan inserts. We're talking about a 1993 Upper Deck SE. Behind the Glass, 1 in 450 pack odds. Very difficult card to gem. In fact, let's break from the norm and let's see if we can go find, because I know this card went nuts in PSA 10 recently, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So here's the all-time graph on this one, Josh. Normally we don't talk about numbers, but this one bears mentioning because something crazy happened here. In 2022, so this is post, 2021, first quarter was kind of the bubble. Most stuff has subsided since then, even Jordan cards. Well, this one went from 2020, it was 1250, and this is PSA 10 only, and it's a pop 18 in PSA 10. So very, very condition sensitive. And by the way, 2.87% gem rate, almost 1,000 graded, but only 18 PSA 10. So it went 1250, it tripled to 4,500 in 2022, post, pandemic, last dance, all that. Then it went 14,000 allegedly on New Year's Day this year. Then it kind of there was a substantiated sale. Like it corroborated that sale at $13,000. And then the most recent one sold down here for $7,800. What's the damn card worth, Josh?
5 to 6.
What do you have? What do you make out of this? Like, how do you work with this? Like, if I was at the National and I saw behind the glass PSA 10, I assure you, I would be very, very interested in trying to take that card into my PC, but I would not have any idea where to price this card with data that's so.
This card is purely based on pop, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the value is purely based on the PSA 10 grade and the population report. So the fact is, this is from 1993. That is 30 years ago.
Yep.
I think the chance of having that population report expand drastically is almost nil.
It's over.
Right.
Not happening.
So I don't think that, there could be, listen, the Jambalaya got a 10 at the National. I don't know that it can happen, but there's not going to be 5, 7, 10 more PSA 10s. So that's what's driving it. People that, there's more demand than 18 people wanting a PSA 10.
And of course, you know what I do, right? Being the frugal, savvy, Michael Jordan collector. I went for the 9.5, man. And I went for the 9.5 Min Gem. And so, if we go back to the card ladder, we don't know what the PSA 10 is really worth. Card ladder guesses it's about 7,800, and hell, maybe it is, Josh. I don't know. But the BGS 9.5 is 1,200, and it's a pop 17. So the exact same pop, also a paltry low gem rate. A little bit more digestible graph down here of sales data all time.
Yeah.
But give me the 9.5 and let me just be done with it and not have the stress and anxiety about trying to find the PSA 10. That's the difference between you and me, and that's where the set registry comes in. So I'm okay with my BGS 9.5.
Yeah, but Brian, remember, see this old label? I had this grade in like 1997. So,
yeah.
I
know
it's not that I found this anytime recent. It's
a gorgeous card, man. We see foil cards all the time now, but back then that was a very different card with that, that bird's eye view, top down angle. It's behind the glass. You're literally
powering the key and everything else.
Yeah, it's called behind the glass because you're behind the glass looking down on Jordan. And when you see it in 3D, it's just a whole nother level of awesomeness, man.
Yeah, and they didn't have cameras behind the glass, back in the day. So it's a kind of a new technology. Now,
all right, that's it for row 2. Let's get you back on screen share. Bottom left, we're back to the triple threats. And this is a card where the pack odds aren't as simple as they seem. In fact, it's an 11-card insert set. And I only know this because we were talking about this today to make sure we weren't crazy. It's an 11-card insert set, but the last 3 cards in the set, cards number 9, 10, and 11, are inserted at different pack odds. They're 1 in 240 packs. So those 3 cards are 1 in 720 pack odds. Jordan is TT11, triple threats number 11 in the set. So he falls into that category of 1 in 720 pack odds. That's your triple threats card right there. Josh, I picked 2 of these up raw. I think 2 of these raw at the National. PSA 10s are hard to come by. PSA 8s are very effectively picked up, very inexpensive, very affordable. I figured I'd run them up the flagpole with PSA and see what happens.
Listen, I'm happy with my 8. There's my 8 right there. I did get a BGS 9.5 to have it. This card is notorious for being cut short, meaning it comes out of the pack from being top to bottom a little shorter than a normal card. I think that we talked about that on the Bowman's Best cuts as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of these, and I had 2 or 3 that I came out of packs, and PSA said their minimum size requirement. So they just come out of the packs a little bit short. Extremely hard to find in a PSA 10. I'm happy to have the 9.5, and for the set registry purposes, I have the 8 as well.
And I've got the 8 as well. I've got it pulled up on the screen for you. It is what it is. I mean,
his head's cut off in that.
Yeah. Well, let me see yours. I mean, look how short mine is. Let me see. Hold yours up a little bit higher. Is his entire shoe on yours?
Nope.
So mine's not cut short. Mine's just way the hell off center. Or yours is. We don't know.
No, my shoe kind of gets cut off a little bit, whereas yours.
Yeah, but look, my whole shoe is on. Your shoe's cut off. Your whole head is on. My head's cut off. So one of us is
Like
very
I
off center.
I
Top to
told you
bottom.
there's a problem with the cut on this card. So
Yeah, you're right about that. Well, that's funny. We just solved the riddle.
The same way, yeah. So
Yeah, it may not be short, but it's certainly off center, top to bottom for one of us. That's for sure. I'm happy with my 8 for now. I'll chase the 10.
Me too. Yeah,
Whatever. Next, Arena Stars. This is a card I don't think I have in my collection, but I need to get it, and I need to address that quickly. It's a really good-looking card. We're talking about the Arena Stars down here. It is a 1998 finest, and it is 1 in 960 pack odds, so pushing 4-figure pack odds. Josh, do you have that one in hand? I don't even have it.
I do, and you know what? It's not considered a refractor, but this is about the best refraction you can get on a card for not being a refractor. Look at
high risers, basically, is what I see.
Yeah,
I see a high risers type deal.
Yeah, and it's harder to see in the black over here, but it even has the same stars and everything else in the behind his butt there. So it's beautiful. It's super clean. It's just nice and simple. And the stars kind of move a little bit if you wiggle it. And yeah, it's black back, so a little bit hard to grade again. Shipping issues.
I've got to get that. I've got to pick that card up, man.
But that's a nice one. It's I don't know how to say it. It's just a clean looking card.
Yeah. There's another card for whatever reason. I don't know if it's also finest, but it reminds me of this card. I think it's called Hardwood Heroes. Is that
Hardcourt?
Hardcourt Heroes? Maybe Hardwood Honors. Is that something? We're going to get to it. I've looked at too many cards recently, Josh. You know this.
Hardcourt Heroics.
No, not Hardcourt Heroics. I know that one.
The one we just did, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll think about it. When I see it, I'll remember it, and I'll say, "Hey, this is the card I was talking about." So if you guys are watching in a future episode, when I see the right one, I thought it was called Hardwood Heroes or Hardwood Honors or something like that. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out, and then I'll draw your attention back to this Arena Stars, and we'll remember it. The next one I really like. I think this is a cool card. I even made a move and bought a bunch of raw ones and tried to grade them, and it did not go well. But a card that's nearly impossible in a PSA 10. Do you have a PSA 10 prototype from the 90 Skybox?
I have a PSA 8.
I have a PSA 8 as well, I think. Let me pull it up. Yep. Let's see. Let me get back here.
This is the cool. Graded in like 1995.
This is a really cool card. We keep saying that because they all are. But this is what the prototype looks like. The front of it looks just like the 90. Basically, this was, I think, if I remember, I should probably have studied this before I start talking about it. But I remember reading something, and it was like they were handing these out maybe the year before the product came out to give people an idea of what the product was going to look like, which is probably a good idea because
like a sample. Yeah.
That Skybox product was very different from anything else that was out. It didn't look like hoops. It didn't look like, Fleer. It didn't look like anything the world had ever seen. It was just very different with artistry in the background, not actual images, not actual fans and other players and stuff like that. Just unique images of the player and then some weird stuff in the background. The back is very different because if you'll remember, and that's very off center, by the way, but the back on the original, the 90 Skybox card number 41, I think it's card number 41, right? Mm-hmm. Is actually Jordan playing golf, which I always thought was cool for that base card from 1990 Skybox. I do have a 10 in that, by the way. Of course, so does everybody else in the world. But the prototype 10 is a very unique card, very difficult, low pack odds card. So cool card.
Yeah, I like it. It's just different, and it's obviously recognizable with the big prototype red across that the other ones don't have.
Yeah. Next, we got I believe we have an atomic refractor. Do we not?
We do.
Where am I? Yep. The Bowman's Best Shots atomic refractor, 1 in 960 pack odds. This is the BS6. There it is on your screen. I know Josh is going to have it. I've got it to share as well right here, 9.5. You can't tell a damn thing about this card with this image. So hopefully you have it in hand and you can share it.
Atomic front and back.
Yeah.
It's really cool because it's on clear. So it's a little bit harder to see because it is clear. Yeah, but it is on the front and the back. You can see all that rainbow grid.
You can definitely see yours. And mine, of course, is not the atomic. Mine's just a regular refractor. But this is the one for all rule. So where if there's an atomic and a refractor, we're only going to show you the image of the atomic, and we're only going to list the atomic pack odds. So it's just one of those sacrifices we had to make when we were doing the project for space reasons.
I always thought it was fun too because Jordan's facing you, and when you flip it over, you think you're going to see the back of his head, and he's still facing you.
That is cool.
I think that's kind of.
I never noticed that. I never paid any attention to that. Let's see if it works on mine. Yeah, it does work. He's coming at you. He's coming at you no matter what. It says every shot is Mike's best, but most thrilling is his quick dribble, ignition, past the defender, en route to a one-hand slam. That was definitely written by someone who has never played the sport of basketball. All right, next we have got the 2 for me, 0 for you, which is another insert you told me about. The Never Compromise was the first one. I'd never seen it, and you alerted me to it. The 2 for me, 0 for you. I just didn't know anything about it, and so this was new to me as well. Sorry, screen share. Boom, here we go. Right here in the middle. Down here in the middle, Jordan is being defended by the great Antonio McDice. Shout out to Jake Roy, 90s B-ball cards, big collector. And I think we've got maybe Hot Rod John Williams in the background, and then I can't remember who number 32 was, but yeah, okay. Barkley wasn't 32 for the Suns, was he? He was 34 for the Sixers.
It's a white guy.
Oh, is it a white guy? I can't see. You got the card in front of you. Yeah.
There's a white arm around his.
Maybe Joe Klein. Let's go with Joe Klein. I don't know. Somebody can Google who number 32 is. I always digress.
You can tell on the back who it is. Tell on the back. Tell me who that is real quick on the back.
Oh, I can't see. Let me get it. Let me get it bigger.
Detroit Pistons.
Oh, it's got to be Grant Hill.
Of course. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, this card is
So Suns on the front, Grant Hill on the back?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. So 2 for me, 0 for you. And my little story about this card is kind of funny. I was trying to buy cards and I didn't know anything about this card. This was probably in 2001, like 20 years ago. And they shipped me an email and said, I have this card of Michael Jordan. It's a hard one. And then I said, which one is it? And we kind of got in an argument about price, and then he just wrote me 2 for me, 0 for you. And I was like, oh, you're an asshole. He's like, 2 for me, 0 for you. Like, that's mean. And I was like, that's the name of the card. I'm like, what are you talking about? So this is the card. So it's black bordered again, hard to grade. I have no idea what the pop count is on it. But it's a fun card. I like.
It kind of needs a translation because essentially it's Jordan just talking trash, right? 2 for me. I'm going to score 2, and I'm not going to let you score at all. And there was probably nobody better at doing that. And look, on screen share, yeah, you can definitely zoom in and see that's Grant Hill. I couldn't see it in your hand. It was hard to see, but undoubtedly young Grant Hill. And God, man, Josh, he's one of those guys, man. It almost makes me sad. Like, there's some people in the world, when you tell their story, it just makes you freaking nostalgic and sad. Like, outside of sports, when I think of like Whitney Houston and how talented she was and how she was taken too soon. In basketball, you think of, Grant Hill didn't die, but like his career died basically. I think he ended up having over 20 ankle surgeries, which is just crazy. You think about Lynn Bias, you think about, Greg Oden. People make jokes about Greg Oden. Greg Oden was a damn animal, man. There's a long list of guys. Bo Jackson, right? Could you imagine if we had gotten to watch like 7 more years of Bo Jackson playing both sports? Like, could you imagine how many collectors? I mean, people collect Bo Jackson now, but how many more people would collect Bo Jackson if he had played like a full football and baseball career?
Right.
He was nuts. He was ridiculous, man. The world's never going to see anything else like that. Shohei Ohtani is great, right? He's pitching, he's hitting, he's the best at both. I get all that. But we're talking about being maybe an all-star in baseball and maybe one of the greatest running backs that ever lived if he'd have finished his career. Grant Hill's on that list, man, of guys that I just wish we had gotten to see the real deal forever.
He still stays relevant because of NBA TV and everything else. So I do like the fact that he's still in the spotlight a bit.
Dude, I would vote for him for president. That's how sharp he is. I mean, he's good looking, he's polished, he's articulate, he's educated.
Amazing school, didn't he? He had a great education.
He's just sharp, man. He's just born to be a class pro, man, for sure. And he got that from his dad. His dad was a great NFL player and also a sharp dude as well. All right, that's it. 2 for me, 0 for you. Okay, aesthetically, stay with me here. I'm looking again. I'm looking over everything on this page again to make sure I'm not – okay, we haven't gotten to apparitions. Apparitions is going to be in this conversation too, but just purely aesthetics, this Bombardiers card is filthy.
Go back to your screen share. Yeah, this – I told you I'm I'm a sucker for kind of rainbow look and refractors and shiny things. So I get distracted by shiny things like a little kid. So this is one of them, and this
And
is a
we both got
beautiful
it.
card.
We both got the PSA 10. Show yours, and I'll show mine.
Yep. So
Yeah,
this one,
is as rainbowy as rainbow gets. It's got some power booster stuff in the background, Josh. It's also just got, the gradual color change left to right. I mean, it hits every single color of the spectrum.
Yep. And it's called Season's Best, but we called them Bombardiers because that's what's called. That's kind of like sticky fingers. That's what we have on the card, and it's an easy way to recognize it. So
yeah,
that's the back. Great image of Jordan on the back too. Not as flashy, but this is a great looking card. I like the image on the front and the back a lot.
Dude, this is an awesome card. I'm proud of this one. This one I'm pretty proud of. There's not very many of these out there. I don't think Card Ladder's got it in their database. We could probably pull it up on the PSA, but again, not about pops and prices right now. It looks different in 3D. It looks different with you in hand than it does here. Here, It looks like the streaks are just straight up and down, but when you were moving yours around, it definitely looked a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, completely different, almost more wavy. Whereas, on my 2D image, the background, Josh, looks like it's almost like colored raindrops coming down is what it looks like. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
it's almost like a snake skin type pattern. It's really interesting.
Yeah, almost like a rubies. You know what I mean, Josh? A little bit.
Yeah, that's really cool. I really like this part.
Well, it makes the basketballs stand out. It looks like they're coming at you when you hold it and you kind of move it around in your 3D deal. That's a great card. Love that card in PSA 10. Very happy to have it. And so here's one that we discovered has some of the toughest pack odds. This is the Showstoppers. This is it's called a Showstoppers refractor affectionately. I don't have Showstoppers in my screen share here. I'm going to show you right here, but we're talking about this card right here. It's 1 in 2,616. So pretty tough as far as the cards on this page go. Here's what it looks like down here, bottom right. Jordan's finishing. I can't tell who he's finishing over, but it's the damn Suns again that he keeps whipping their ass. So it's somebody on the Suns. Let me see if I know I have it, but let me see what grade I have it in. I don't know if it's good or bad that I can't remember which cards I do and don't have. I guess that's bad. I would think that's bad, right? There it is. There's my copy. Let me see your copy because yours is going to be a 10. I like my little PSA 8 copy. That's a good looking copy. The coloring is great on there. I think that's Barkley. Can you tell? I think it is, man. I think that's Barkley contesting and punching him in the nuts while he's at it. Am I wrong?
No.
He's definitely not gonna contest that shot. But he's giving it.
This is a great looking card. What I really like about this also is it's a refractor on the back. So even the back side is a pure refractor.
Oh yes.
See the rainbow.
Oh yes.
So not many cards like we just talked about the Class X have it because they have two players, but unlike the East West and those that have multiple players, this is just Jordan and it has a refractor on the back, refractor on the front. And I really like that. There is the copy where, again, you can't hardly see it in mine, but down his arm, and you had it better in your picture, but down his arm, you'll see the writing. That's the film. So they have the protection on it. If you go back to your image, not the one you had, but the other image. See on his arm there. Yeah,
there it is.
So you see that writing down his arm. That's not tattoos. That is the film going right down vertically down the card.
And peel coating. Yeah.
Peel coating that goes down his arm there. And it's really, unlike the ones that go diagonal across the cards, this is one little stripe, which is interesting.
So we've talked about finest refractors and how confusing they are. If I'm not mistaken, in this 1997 year, we went through this. There's the bronze, and then there's the silver, and then there's the gold.
Embossed silver and then gold. Yep.
Yes. And some of them are numbered, some of them aren't. This Showstoppers that we just showed you is not numbered.
No.
It's 1 in 2,616 pack odds, which is still pretty damn scarce when it comes to refractors in the 90s. And next is the apparitions. And do you want to tell a story, or do you want me to tell a story of what could have been what should have been, what we wished had happened with the Apparitions Refractor. This is not
you go
a
ahead
refractor.
because I don't have it, so this is one I held off on. I'll let you do.
Yeah. So again, I don't know all the details, but apparently, like this Apparitions card that you see on your screen is just drop dead gorgeous, just as good a good looking a card as you can get. It's 1998 tops, but it was something about how Jordan just retired. It was last year, and you could only put Jordan on a certain number of cards. So there's actually an Apparitions Refractor parallel inserts set as well. But Jordan is only in this base set, which is 1 in 540. So he's in the Apparitions base set, but he did not get a card in the Refractor set. And I don't want to be wrong here because I don't have the card because it doesn't exist. But I think the Apparitions Refractors are serial numbered to 100. So, really Josh, can you imagine what Jordan's 1998 Topps Apparitions Refractor serial number to 100 PSA 10 would be worth?
That'd probably pop to the top of my list if they had that card.
Easily. I mean, you're talking that card would push a huge, huge number. A refractor of Jordan serial number to 100. I mean, I'm thinking about his Golden Boss refractor that we saw on Tier 1. Would the card push into Tier 1? It would be damn close and certainly in the conversation, I think.
Yeah. That'd be a $20,000 card in Tier 2.
It would be a PSA 10 would, I think, push beyond 20. That I don't know. I don't even want to know. But I want to know. Comment below. Let us know what you think a Jordan would be, like a mythical Jordan Topps Apparitions Refractor serial number to 100 would be. I'm just curious what other people think that card would go for. And would you put it as a Tier 1 card? I think it would be pushing into the Tier 1 category, Josh. That's just
an argument. There'd be an argument for it, for sure.
There'd be an argument for sure.
Yeah,
I've just got a baby. I've got the PSA
40. I mean, the Topps 40 had the refractor version. All the other ones did. Yeah, and this one they just did not make the. They didn't make it. So
yeah,
not
the same. Well, I know that Apparitions Refractor Kobe's a big ass card, so I'm sure the Jordan would be a pretty huge card as well. This is one you said you did not have at all, or you did not have in a PSA 10.
I don't even have it at all.
Okay. Well,
so I know I can pick up the a 7 or an 8 pretty reasonably for
anytime.
I'm just kind of holding off. What is the pop count on 10? I'm just curious.
Let's go look.
If you have it handy.
Let's see if first let's see if Card Ladder's got it. Jordan. Let's see if Card Ladder's got it in the database. They do not. So here's what we're gonna do. This is very impromptu, but we're gonna go to PSA. And PSA's quick, man. PSA's site is so freaking good, man. 1998 Apparitions. Boom. We're in. And then we're going to jump to the Jordan. And there you go. 227 have ever been graded. Pop 2. That's going to make it difficult, right?
I'll be happy with a 9. I'll be looking for my 9 next.
Somebody might want to trade you for your cut above PSA 10 Pop 1. What do you think about that? Pass. Hard pass. The PSA 9 is a Pop 59. So that's probably a pretty expensive card in a PSA 9 as well, because that's the next closest thing. I mean, it's the best you can do, right? Pop 2 PSA 10. Wow, that's pretty tough. That's pretty tough. And the pack odds, like we said, 1 in 540, so not crazy pack odds. Seems like more of them would have been graded, because 540 is not that nuts, right, Josh? But 227 have only been graded. That's wild. It's also kind of a chromium type card, almost like it's kind of, it seemed durable, so it seemed to me like it would have a better grading history. I figured it would grade a little bit better. I don't know. Another gold medallion with what appears to be very difficult pack odds, which I very quite possibly could have miscalculated, but I will double check. But this makes me feel better because this is Series 1. This is Series 1. They're both 96. So I guess I've calculated that the Series 1 pack odds is all of the cards in Series 1. I think I might be right, man, because I remember looking at these really closely, Josh. We're talking about the 1996 Ultra Gold Medallion. Let me pull the damn card up. Over here in the bottom right. Some people call it Ultra Effort, right? Because up here, and you can't tell. Let me pull. Oh, you know what? I don't have this card. Do you have this card?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
Okay, good. You share because I don't have it. So, and you're going to have to get real close to the screen. Hey, let me get this even. Top left, Josh is trying to show you, like tilt it the other way, Josh.
Let's see if I can do it this way.
Effort. Right there. So Ultra is almost in gold. It's gold foil, maybe, Josh.
Yep.
And then behind it, sort of just very subtly printed into the card is the word effort. And so it spells out ultra effort. And of course, it's ultra. The product is ultra. So it's a play on words there. This is a subset card, but it becomes eligible for our project because it is a gold medallion, which makes it a parallel. The base card is a subset card, but the gold medallion makes it a parallel, and the gold ultra down there that Josh is pointing to is what makes it a parallel, and that's how you distinguish it from the normal ultra effort card.
We have the platinum medallion. We went over the platinum, right? So there's the platinum. Which one of these two do you like better out of the two golds?
Well, I'm supposed to like the base one better because the base one, the one on the right on your screen, I'm supposed to like that one better because it should be more valuable and more important because it's the parallel of a base card. But I like the ultra effort better, Josh.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
I do like the bedazzled script, and I know what you like. I know you like the bedazzled script as well. So I don't know, man. They're both awesome. They're both really cool. What about the other gold? What about the other gold medallion? If you had to pick, you wouldn't pick the super crazy embossed one over those other two?
It's so different.
Yeah,
right? I mean, it's so different.
The OG. We're talking about the OG right in the middle, huh?
Yep. Yeah, that looks like a gold bar. I mean, it really does. So yeah,
that's a tough decision. That's a wrap, but let's ask questions. We're at an hour and 15, but I'm not done, man. I'm just coming off the flu. You got me through the tier 4 part 1. It's like you were Pippen and I was Jordan, and it was the flu game, and you got me through it. But I'm feeling good now, man. I got a shot in me. I'm taking some antibiotics, so I'm feeling like I could talk forever. Which of the cards on your screen? Aesthetically, if you had to rank them 1, 2, 3, where would you go aesthetically? Just pure aesthetics. Throw value and scarcity and grades out the window.
I'm definitely going to have to pick Bombardiers, Class X Atomic, and I'm going to pick Never Compromise.
That's interesting that you chose that because I'm going to go Bombardiers 1. I'm going to go Apparitions 2, and I'm going to go Never Compromise 3. And it's a card I don't have. I need to get. I don't think I have it.
Yep, those are the pure aesthetics.
Yeah, I don't have that card. I need to pick up that card, man.
So that's a good one.
Yeah, I need to pick it up before people watch this video because I don't want to have to pay out my butt to get that card. I'm just kidding. I'll get it at some point. What else? Anything on here do you think has any argument that it could belong on tier 3?
Yeah,
I just don't see any tier 3, any cards that could push into tier 3 on this. Maybe the Class X Atomic, Josh. Maybe
by popularity alone, only because of popularity, and I think people just love this card and recognize it the most, maybe of the whole sheet is.
Yeah, I'm looking at pack odds.
It's still a tier 4 card, but Intense. I mean, that card is probably the best known card on the entire page.
I agree. The Intense, would be a close 4th for me from an aesthetics behind the 3 that I just named. I would put that card there. I tell you what, the card that has the lowest gem rates, that damn sticker. We figured that out tonight, didn't we? I threw you for a loop with that trivia. That's serious, man.
I had no idea. I started, kind of sequentially, and once I got the, I had a Fleer rookie and a 9, and then I just started getting the stickers, and along the way, I probably had all the stickers and 10s since 1998.
Well, dude, that was the way to do it. You should have bought 12 of each. Of course, there aren't, there's not 12 of each, but you should have tried to buy as many as you could. I am so jealous. I need a rickety old Cajun time machine. I'll even take the year 2000. You don't even need to get me to the 90s. I would love to go back and just rape and pillage the Jordan market in the year 2000. I would do so much damage. In 2000, believe it or not, I was actually opening up a buttload of 1999 and 2000 Topps Chrome cards, looking for Yao Mings and Steve Francis and Kwame Brown and whoever the hell else was playing in that era. There was a couple of really bad rookie years in there. I think 99 and 2000 were pretty bad rookie years, and then Yao came along and saved it. And then, of course, Amari Stoudemire was a stud, and then Gasol was in there, and then we got to, of course, 2003, all hell broke loose, and the hobby, rev back to life. So fun stories, fun stuff. Lots of regrets, but you have no regrets because you've been buying since the 90s and you didn't stop.
Brian, in 2003, when the Exquisite brand came out,
I
saw what I consider is probably the best Michael Jordan card ever made in history.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Gem Masters 1/1.
Yeah.
I saw that for sale.
And
I didn't know anything about it, and I wasn't going to pay at that time $20,000. That was crazy.
Is that what they were asking?
Yeah.
That Gem Masters Jordan card right now today well, let's just put it this way. It would set the record for the highest selling Jordan card of all time if it hit the open market, unquestionably. Now, it's probably a card that would not hit the open market. That's kind of card that would go from collector to collector, whose last, we know who the collectors are that card would get passed in front of, and they'd make a absurd offer. It may never get to open auction, but if it went to open auction, what do you think, Josh, that Gem Masters 1/1 Jordan? 3? Yeah, I was going to say 3. Yeah, I was going to say an easy 3.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
There's certain things I didn't know about and passed on to, and then never saw it again, So,
and a good time to remind the people, there's 8 playing years Jordan 1/1 masterpiece cards. Those were eliminated from our project because real human beings don't own those cards. Only, phantoms and Sasquatches own those cards. And I've seen a couple of them. Some of them I've never even seen in existence in my entire life. Never even seen pictures of. So one day I'll do a video on those 8 monsters as well. But anyway, Josh, thanks. That's it. Tier 4, part 2. Page 8, if you're keeping score at home, that's 54 cards in Tier 4 in the books. We're 1/4 of the way through Tier 4, and I can finally say we're past the halfway point, Josh.
Yeah. Hard to believe, but yeah.
So you got 6 more videos in you at least to finish out Tier 4?
Of course. Yeah,
this
is fun.
We're going to space them out. We'll get it done. Thank you guys for watching. I can't remember what I asked for comments for below, but whatever it was, comment and let us know because we're looking for information as well as trying to provide it. And so we appreciate all your time. Y'all could watch anything you want on YouTube, and you chose to watch us and you chose to listen to us talk about Jordan cards, which we love. And obviously, if you're listening this deep into the project, you love them too, or you're trying to love them and you're learning a lot more about them. So thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.